As we enter, come make we take it on the biggest adventure.
This is Tell Your Beauty Story. Hashtag Tell Your Beauty Story. Hashtag I am beautiful. So, sister, we have here from Pennsylvania, and this is
Ya Lioness Born, aka Chastity. Chastity is my Christian name, and Ya Lioness Born is my self-actualized name and street name and artist name. But it's who I am. Chastity means purity, and Ya Lioness means God's lioness.
awesome. So, would you say that your name would have something to do with how you feel about yourself? You said self actualization. What does that look like in terms of feeling self love and feeling beautiful?
Well, I think that I don't have the kind of story where I was, raised a certain kind of way where I didn't know or experience my own beauty growing up. Growing up, my mother always told me I was beautiful. My father, my grandmother, the people around me always told me I was beautiful. I was smart. I was never made to feel ugly or stupid, or I was never called dumb or any type of degrading names. I was not verbally abused or anything like that. So I think that I've been blessed in that sense where my mother gave me a name that she thought was contemporary and she thought was spiritual, which was chastity, which was derived from chastity, like chastity belt, which means chaste or pure. And so when, you know, I was born, I was raised in a church, a denomination called the Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. And so when I started to ask my mother about my name, because when I would go to school, people would say, "Oh, Chastity, like Sonny and Cher's daughter." And I didn't really understand. And so my mom kind of broke that down to me like, yeah, Sonny and Cher had a daughter named Chastity, and there's a belt, and this is what the belt was used for in the medieval times or whatever. But she showed me in the Bible where my name was in that it meant purity. And so it kind of set me up to want to be pure, pure of heart, naturally. So, as far as feeling beautiful, I think beauty comes from within and it reflects itself on the outside in many ways. But I think all true beauty is from within.
And how do you feel beautiful?
I feel beautiful in every way. I feel I feel like a bright, shining light. I feel like I am love and safety to those who take hold of me. I feel like I'm wisdom. I feel like I am truth. I feel like I'm a warrior. There's a fight here. There's a fight to the death. Um, and I feel like I'm in a beautiful situation. I'm in a cycle with the Creator and the rest of the creation. And I do my part to continue to co create. It's my main occupation. And my preoccupation is appreciating the change and love and beauty that everything else in the creation is presenting. The leaves as they go through their changes with color, all of these different things, the air, all the elements, just the world, the glorious, glorious earth, the time and space that I live in, you know. But I think that that's how I experience beauty on a daily basis. I experience beauty as struggle oftentimes because people are struggling to emerge as their pure selves. People are struggling to emerge refined and well thought out and intelligent and all of these different things. And I think it's beautiful when people shed the things that they no longer want to be a part of themselves and they allow an exchange and create a space for beauty, more beauty to exist.
Is that a part of your transition of becoming your lioness or taking on that name?
No, actually, I think that I've always been a lioness. Um, Even when I was like a really meek church girl, so to speak, I've always been a lioness. But I think taking on the name was it was probably a part of rites of passage where I was at a certain age. I was under 25 years old. At the time when I got the name, I was actually living in Alexandria, Virginia, in a really nice area called Franconia. And I had a job with a Fortune 500 company. I was doing all these different things that you're supposed to do at that age. And I started realizing that none of these things that I'm doing are going to take me to my fullest potential. I can easily sit at a job, learn all the rules, sit at the desk, do my job efficiently, but that wasn't necessarily helping my soul to prosper and evolve. And so I had to really take time to think about, what is my evolution? What am I becoming? Who am I? What have I become? Who am I and what am I becoming? And the name speaks to um, the past, present, and future. And so it is me allowing myself to emerge as this thing continually, not like I'm already a lioness. I am a lioness, and I mean it when I say it, and I'm not playing around. However, I'm going to be a 65-year-old lioness one day, and I'll probably be way more ferocious and maybe even way more meek or tame than I am now. Just, we go through changes.
So, your lioness, you mentioned meek, you mentioned ferocious. Um, in the applicability of you expressing your beauty through your art, could you talk a little bit about that?
Expressing my beauty through my art. I, as far as I'm a poet, I believe I was born a poet. My mother's a poet, and it's probably the first form of art that she exposed me to outside of like the poetry that's in the Bible. But I think when I'm creating, what I think is beautiful is what has been handed down to me, I guess, as a tradition, is the ability to tell a story where people can learn from the story, they can glean from the story, they can experience magic and excitement, but also they can take away real, like, nourishment for the soul. And I try to create from that place. I try to create from a real humanistic place where if I write a rhyme about beauty, I want to tell my truest idea of beauty. So if I write a rhyme about myself, I say, I got a beautiful mind. I'm in the beautiful room. And when I get on the line, it's like I'm still in the womb. The way I get in a rhyme or something like that, it's like a beautiful room. Like I'm presenting beauty in all of these different ways. Like I'm inside a beautiful room. I'm inside a beautiful vibe. I am feeding off of a beautiful line. It's like I'm trying to present all of these concrete ideas with the simplest words and images and rhymes so that people can then muse over it themselves and glean something that's totally personal that I've just suggested.
Where do you glean from?
Quiet meditation, the black place, the dark place. I always glean from that place, and from thinking about natural things like, the elements, even the periodic table of elements, thinking about how things form over time, how things change, how things move, how the sun rises, how it sets, how far away sun rays travel to get here, how, I was one thing when I was 1 year old, 2 year old, 3 year old, something else at 20, 21, 22, 23, something else at 30, 31, 32, 33. Yet
So
the same.
You see beauty in the development of things around you and yourself.
Yep. And when I can see it in myself, then I can see it in other people. It really makes a world of a difference.
So that self-love pretty much helps you love others.
And it helps me. It really, in the selfish thing is that, I know that people need tough love and encouragement. I've received lots of tough love and encouragement. People also need tenderness and understanding and, encouragement,
And those things are beautiful within themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, your lioness. Really appreciate your time. And we can find your song, Beautiful, here on the hashtag I Am Beautiful, hashtag Tell Your Beauty Story YouTube channel. It'll also be on our Twitter at Tell Your Beauty, TELLURBEAUTY. That's the Twitter tag. And is there any shout outs that you want to do for any art that you have coming out?
Absolutely. Look out for my group, The Creative Chemistry. We're a songwriting team. You're going to be hearing a lot more from us. You can find a lot of our music on SoundCloud at Big Juicy Records. You can also follow on Facebook at Ya Lioness Born and on Twitter at Solstice, the number 9, and Big Juicy, as in Big Juicy Records. And Solstice, SOLSIS. SOLSIS 9, Big Juicy on Twitter.
Okay. So Big Juicy Records, that's your record label?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Awesome. And then the name of your group, do you have a partner in your group?
Yes. Her name is, her government name is R.B. Lewis. I'm going to keep it with the R.B. Lewis. And she's amazing. She's a vocalist. She's a songwriter, a poet. She's a spiritual woman. She's like 85,000 years old. She appears to be in her early 20s. I don't know.
Also, well, we could continue this conversation forever. And I want you guys to check out when we begin to have our discussion spaces on the YouTube channel, I Am Beautiful, hashtag Tell Your Beauty Story. So again, thank you so much, Ya Lioness. And we look out for more amazing, beautiful art from you and also from R.B. Lewis.
You're beautiful from the heart.